we're up to 28.7 big blinds. Just in passing, I'll say there's a psychological leak I've observed in some students, which is after they get a double up early in a satellite, they get a little bit too tight for the next few hands. They don't want to risk their entire stack again, but you just kind of have to take those spots. If a spot is profitable, you have to take it irrespective of how you got to the stack that you have. Okay, so the next hand, now we've gone final table. It's worth looking around at the stack. We are actually the chip leader now. So we doubled up twice and we're now chip leader. We are slightly ahead of this guy and this guy. So the three of us are on approximately the same stacks. This guy is mid-pack on about half of our stack. These two guys are short. These three guys are short. Sorry, this guy, and this guy, and this guy's as good as gone. So we're in a good spot now, but again, there's only 2 seats. So we're by far from locked up yet. So let's look at what happens. This guy's all in on a partial ante. It's folded to us. We're button, but effectively we're small blind. My question here is how wide should we go here? This guy's mid-pack, so decent amount of ICM pressure on him. Let's have a look at the sim. So first of all, I'm going to look at chip EV. We shove top 51%. Yeah, we're shoving super wide here, but only 50%. Now let's look at ICM. Yeah, so the two ranges are pretty much identical, 51.6% versus 51.3%. So there's no real difference here. ICM isn't really a factor yet. So I bring this up because this is a spot where I think sometimes people do get wrong. They think they can put more ICM pressure on this guy than you actually can. We're too far from the bubble for ICM to be massive. And the second factor is, he's currently 4 of 8. So it's not like he's coasting. Actually, ICM plays very little role here. So I did obviously fold the 7-4 off. So the King-6 suited hand, there's nothing more to talk about here. I just folded, obviously. Next hand, I get Ace-9 suited. Let's look around the table. This guy's bust in the meantime. So 7 left, 2 seats. We are not chip leader anymore. This guy is, he's got slightly more than us, and we've got slightly more than this guy. So there's 3 of us on roughly 20 big blinds. This guy's on 12. And then there's the 3 super shorties, 5, 5.5, 5, and 4. It's folded to us here. We have a 12 big blind stack behind a 5 big blind stack, the 19 big blind stack, and we have a 4 of just under 5 big blinds in the big blind. So the question is, what are we doing when the Ace-9 suited here? Are we shoving it? Are we raising it? If we're raising it, who are we raise calling? Who are we raise folding to? Let's have a look at the sim. First of all, for chips, it's profitable both as a shove and a raise. It's slightly more profitable as a raise. If we do raise, and the biggest stack behind, who is the small blind, shoves on us, we're not calling off. So it's a raise fold for chips to everybody except the small blind, who is the big stack. Now let's look at if ICM changes things. So this is the ICM sim. Again, we're the hijack. You can see now that jamming is better, slightly better, 0.44, 0.41. That's because we really don't want to raise fold. Raise folding sucks, and the hand is not strong enough to raise call. This is a very common mechanic you see in satellites. The jam range just expands out in both directions to include the bottom of the raise call range and the top of the raise fold range. So you end up just jamming. Because you should have more fold equity on the jam, obviously. So jam is the play here. Let's see what I did in game. I did jam. Got called by one of the shorties on the button. And I lost a flip against pocket 6s. Okay. Next hand we have King-7 off, so nothing really to talk about here. I don't think anything interesting happened in this hand. No, the shorty shoved and got it through. 8-4 off, we just fold. Shorty gets it in with Ace-7 against kings. Next hand, King-4 suited. Yeah, this guy who is now down to 7 big blinds, he shoves under the gun, which is the low jack, 6-handed. King-4 suited is a call or a fold. It feels pretty close for chips, but the question is it ever a call with ICM? So let's have a look at the sim. So first of all, at the chip EV sim, he shoves that range, and this is our calling range. King-4 suited is below the range. King-6 suited is bottom of range, so King-4 suited. So it's clearly not going to be a call for chips either. But let's look at what it would be. We're calling 27.6% for chips. Let's look at what it is for ICM, just to see how big the impact of ICM is. So when he shoves, we actually call a little bit wider, but not all the way down to King-4 suited. We call 26.3%. That's mostly because his shoving range is wider, more than the effect of the ICM. So let's see what I did in practice. I did fold.